What's up, guys? It's Gio, and welcome back to another Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire news. And I know I'm pretty late to the party on this one, but it's okay because we can probably still give some pretty good analysis about these things. So as you can see by the title of the video, this is a Mega Altaria and Mega Lopunny video. There's going to be a Mega Salamence video going up later, which will go very in-depth about Mega Salamence's competitive stuff, because I kind of want to talk about that for a little bit. But so that'll be a separate video. We're just talking about Altaria and Mega Lopunny here, because that stuff is cool. Very, very cool. Anyways, so looking at Mega Altaria, which is a pretty cool Mega so far. It does get the coveted Dragon Fairy typing, which we've all been hoping for a long time, Mr. Michelin Man. And that Dragon Fairy typing will lend itself resistances to Fire, Water, Grass, Electric, Bug, Fighting, and Dark, meaning that it's basically RIP Hydreigon again, and it's going to be able to do some pretty good work against Bisharp, assuming it outspeeds. And it also has Pixelate, which is great, because to my knowledge, Altaria gets Hyper Voice. Let me double check this real quick. I'm looking at Altaria's page right now. Please get Hyper Voice. Please get Hyper Voice. Please, for the love of God, get Hyper Voice. It gets Hyper Voice by Egg Moves through Hydreigon. So that's kind of ironic, because it's giving Mega Altaria the weapon it needs to just absolutely trash tons of things. But anyway, so we have our third Pixelate user, second Mega Pixelate user, and overall it looks pretty cool. I'm really excited to use it in competitive play. And just going into a brief competitive analysis of what Mega Altaria may look like, it's, in my opinion, it will be as good as its special bulk. And you're going to hear me say the phrase, it will be as good as, a couple of times in this video, just because I think a lot of these Pokemon will really depend on what stats they are given. Well, no duh, Gio. Of course they're going to depend on the stats that they're given, but especially when we're talking about Megas, I think if Altaria gets good defensive and especially defensive bulk, it will be very good, because it has a very great typing. It can resist a ton of hits, but the problem is like, we know it's going to be able to hit hard with Hyper Voice, or Pixelate boosted Hyper Voice, and things like Draco Meteor, things like Fire Blast. It's going to be a pretty good bulky offense Pokemon. Honestly, I see it sitting around. Honestly, I think it's going to be banned to borderline, which is in between you, because, I think it's, well, I don't really know where it's going to fit, because, in my opinion, it's way too strong for UU. There is not enough down in UU to counter it, but I don't think it's ever going to be that viable in OU, just because it's not really fast enough. And this is why I think it'll be as good as its defenses are, because, frankly, there's stuff running around in OU like Mega Charizard X, which will absolutely destroy Mega Altaria. No, never mind. I was wrong. That's a counter right there. Anyway, but there's stuff running around like Bisharp, which is very, very good in... I'm tripping all over my words right now. There's stuff like Bisharp, which is very good. There's stuff like Mega Mawile, which can come in and hit it with either a Stab Play Rough or a Stab Iron Head, which can absolutely destroy Mega Altaria, assuming Mega Mawile doesn't get sent to Ubers. But they'll probably retest a lot of that stuff when we get to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But in my opinion, it will be as good as its bulk. If it's not very bulky, it's going to probably sit in borderline. But if it's very, very bulky, it has the potential to be like a niche OU Pokemon, basically. And then moving on to Mega Lopunny. So Mega Lopunny is basically the anti-Egg Slash. It's a fighting normal typing with Scrappy. And a lot of people are like super hyped, because this is the anti-Egg Slash. Like, we might get Egg Slash back in the tier now, because Smogon's probably going to retest it. But frankly, I see Mega Lopunny being UU at best, because looking at its stat line right now, it has only a base 65 HP, which is really bad. Its best three stats are its defense at 84, special defense at 96, and speed at 105. And frankly, I don't think GameFreak can reliably boost enough of these stats in order to make it a top tier threat. Frankly, fighting normal is a pretty bad typing. You're weak to Fairy, You're weak to fairy. You're weak to flying. You're weak to fighting. You are weak to pretty common stuff right there. You're weak. Basically, you're weak to the most spammable type in the game, which is fairy. You're weak to bird spam, which will be an issue with Mega Salamence, but we will cover that later. You're weak to psychic, which is just all sorts of terrible. You're also weak to fighting, which means stuff like sub-punching Mawile is really gonna get just super annoying. And if I recall correctly, Lopunny doesn't get any like healing move, so it's gonna struggle because it already has a lack of bulk, and when you give something with a lack of bulk and not reliable recovery, has a pretty good move pool but is weak to some pretty common types, then I just don't think it's gonna be used that much, which is a little unfortunate because I would like to see it be used after its introduction. Anyway, I know this is a relatively short video and all these things, but big Mega Salamence video coming later. I hope you guys will enjoy that. It'll probably be up on Saturday if this is up on Friday, and this should be up on Friday if I'm doing my job. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Geotalks Meta. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like. Not Geotalks Meta. What am I talking about? This is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire News. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like as it really does help show support for the stuff that I'm doing here on the channel. Additionally, make sure to answer today's comment question of the video, which is, what do you guys think of these new Megas? Do you think they're cool? Are you going to use them when they come out? I don't know. Just talk about the Megas in the comment section below. Don't just get in arguments with each other, though, please. And with that, I urge you guys to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content. And with that, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.